My name is David Johns, and I'm the Executive Director of the National Black Justice Coalition, and I'm really proud of our partnership with the National Cares Mentoring Movement to produce today a first of its kind hearing. Too often it is the case that adults gather in rooms like the one that we're in right now on Capitol Hill to talk about the experiences of our children and youth. And today we're disrupting that by giving our experts, our babies, a literal seat at the table. And so what has happened is that there are 5 young representatives from across the country that are going to talk about and add vivid colors to the portrait upon which we're going to be able to think more deeply about Black youth mental health and suicide. This is really important because too many times our babies experience trauma, sometimes on the way to and from school, that would break the average adult. And we expect for them to show up and demonstrate that which they know and have learned without ever sometimes asking them what's wrong or how we can support them. And so I'm excited for people to listen to our babies, to learn from our babies, and for the work of the Emergency Task Force around Black youth, mental health and suicide, to be informed by their recommendations. This is how all conversations and activity and policy making on Capitol Hill should happen, because no one of our children asked to be born, and it is our responsibility to make sure that the spaces they move through are safe, engaging, and supportive. So super excited for y'all to engage with them.
I'm a senior political science major at Howard University in Monroeville, Mississippi. I served as the president of the LGBTQ student organization Cascade. I've also successfully completed internships with the National Black Justice Coalition, the Human Rights Campaign, and I'm currently interning with Listen. I mention these experiences and responsibilities because they inform my understanding of the topic we're discussing today. Too many Black and Black students who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, same-gender loving are suffering with serious mental health needs. We're suffering in silence, and it's important that Black people especially talk more about this important topic. Too many people, when they think about Black people and Black students, fail to even acknowledge that students like me, students who are both Black and queer, even exist. The consequence of not being acknowledged is that our needs can go unmet. This is one of the reasons why there are so many Black queer youth struggling with mental illness and dying by suicide. I'm honored to join a group of student leaders to help describe how Black students are impacted by mental health and suicide. Researchers at Nationwide Children's Hospital have shown that racial disparities in suicide rates are age-related. Suicide rates for Black children ages 5 to 12 were roughly 2 times higher than that of white children ages 5 to 12. These statistics should scare us because until recently, suicide rates have been higher among Black people compared to Black people across all age groups. I'm specifically honored to ensure that the sometimes ignored experiences of Black queer students are considered here today, and as this task force completes its work. As a member of the Youth and Young Adult Advisory Council at the National Black Justice Coalition, I know it is important that the experiences of Black queer students are considered as educators, policymakers, medical professionals, and others responding to the diverse mental health needs within our community. Black queer youth face serious and unique mental health challenges. Black queer people face unique health disparities because of stigma, discrimination, and denial about civil and human rights. Discrimination against queer people has been associated with high rates of psychiatric disorders, substance abuse, and suicide. As compared to people that identify as straight, queer individuals are 3 times more likely to experience a mental health condition. We're 2.5 times more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and substance misuse. Queer youth are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide, experience suicidal thoughts, and engage in self-harm compared to straight youth. Sometimes statistics like these hide the reality that there are young people like me, Black students who are exposed to violence, harassment, and trauma that can lead one to misuse substances, engage in self-harm, and have suicidal thoughts.
Okay.
During my junior year at Howard, I participated in the LGBTQ support group administered by the Counseling Center. Weekly, students with different sexual and gender identities came together to discuss our traumatic experiences. I remember a classmate in the counseling group who was constantly misgendered by a professor. My classmate went by they them pronouns, and the professor refused to call them by them. Being misgendered is when people decide not to respect the way you most want to be identified. Imagine doing the work to be proud to be Black, and everyone around you insisted on referring you to as being short of that. As a result, you may feel like the parts of you that matter most are not seen, valued, or respected. These feelings can impact the way you think about yourself. They can impact your academic performance. For my friend, being misgendered resulted in them not going to class, which impacted their grades and cost them a scholarship. At times, they talk about dropping out of school. School for them and for so many of us can be an escape. But when my friend was misgendered, the thing they looked to for relief became a source of pain. They started cutting to alleviate their pain. I learned through my experience with the counseling center that all students, especially Black queer students, need good therapy. We need supportive spaces where we can heal and get the tools to respond to the stigma and violence we sometimes experience, especially in Black spaces where the pain inflicted upon us by members of our community can hurt the most. In addition to learning about the importance of culturally competent mental health support, participating in the LGBTQ support group also reminded me that being oppressed for being both Black and queer is a struggle that some queer folk don't make it out of. Every queer person I know has either attempted or thought about attempting suicide. At the age of 12, 3 years younger than Nigel Shelby, who recently died by suicide in Huntsville for being bullied at school because he was Black and gay, I tried to commit suicide. I tried to commit suicide after being bullied for being too feminine. One day, I went into my room, grabbed the sheets off my bed and fashioned it into a noose. I stood high on the top of the chair, with tears in my eyes, tied the sheet around me, and still in bed, and jumped. Fortunately for me, because I didn't really know how to tie a straight knot, I fell to the floor. It was then that I realized that I didn't really want to die. All I really wanted was relief. I share this story because when I was 12 years old, a Black boy, I thought trying a noose around my neck was the only way to end my pain. There isn't a queer person I know who hasn't thought the same. Because Black queer students are at greater risk for mental illness, suicidal thoughts, and suicide attempts, greater attention must be paid to supporting us. As you do your work, I ask that you remember all of us. I also ask you to consider the following. Please increase support for people to learn about the experiences, histories, and contributions of the LGBTQ people. Howard University recently established the first queer studies course, which is important because it helps them develop a positive self-identity that is rooted in queerness. Please also increase funding for LGBTQ and same-gender loving initiatives at HBCUs. HBCUs grossly lack funding to put towards resources for queer students, such as things like LGBTQ resource centers and culturally competent counseling services and support. Thank you again for the opportunity to share my story and to ensure that other Black students like me have the support needed to succeed both in school and life. Thank you in advance for remembering those of us who are both Black and queer too.